Now, sorry about that. It looks like for some reason Twitch just dropped the connection. Hopefully that should come back. Yeah. Well, I can carry on talking. Hopefully you guys will catch up in a moment. Indeed, if you are not already there watching me now. My own stream preview won't reconnect, but let's see if it will do it. Yeah, it thinks I'm offline at the moment. That's clever, right? It thinks I'm offline, but it thinks I'm streaming as well. Oh dear. Yeah, that's funny. Whilst when you won't have caught me saying it, but Twitch have obviously twitched. It dropped the connection, re-established it sort of 10 seconds later, and I dropped a message into the into chat saying it'll be back in a second because I'd seen it reconnect, and I've got the chat is currently telling me, sorry, it can't connect. We'll try again in a couple of seconds. I don't think you even got that message. I've no idea, Webber. It just disconnected. I had 0 dropped frames, and I've still got 0 dropped frames. It just threw me out. Looking like you guys stayed connected to chat, so it's probably something between me and the ingest. Because it looks like I got thrown out of chat as well, which took a while to reconnect. So Lathan, thank you very much for that. Your comment there. It's looking cool. I was going to say it's probably not that cool. It's what, 26 degrees in the studio here, so I'm going to put a light on. Just excuse me a second. So I can see what's going on in the studio a bit better now. Right, so one of these days I'm going to have to get a 1-inch paintbrush out or something just to use when I want to clean this down. That's carving in the wrong direction. That is a U shape, yes it is. Can't quite get the flat chisel into this area here, so I just need to use. Actually, I wonder if I can use one of my other U gouges. If I use a bigger one, I'll get a better finish. Won't quite go in. No. Will that one work? Trying to create a smooth surface with any sort of gouge is quite difficult. The more narrow or the sharper, if you like, it is, either narrow or steep gouge, the harder it is. Just because you create the ridge in the bottom. And it's actually really hard to get the chisel to follow along the edge of a ridge to smooth it out. It obviously wants to keep dropping back into the ridge, into the dip it's just created. Right, that wasn't too bad. I was just thinking, and I could have been cynical and thought and gone, well, Twitch must be a bit short of money, so they needed to run a few more ads. That's why they disconnected me. Don't think that they got much money from the viewers that I've got. See, I have quality rather than quantity in terms of viewers. Oh, I mean, I know it's not true, Free, but it's fun to speculate like that sometimes. An interesting question is that, Webber, because it could be taken all sorts of ways. Especially given the fact we were just talking about games like Minecraft and stuff, because I did once write myself a mod for Minecraft. Didn't do a great deal, and I was just having well, it might have been fun, but I didn't know enough to do it, so, and I couldn't really be bothered to learn enough to do it, so but I know you were on about a moderator there. No, I don't have one at the moment. I don't need one. Or I am my own moderator, shall we say. Of course, when I get famous, you're making me jealous now, 84 guy. I've only got water. Could do with a cup of tea. Water, yeah. Could do with a cup of tea. It's real weird. I drink coffee normally during the day, but after 6 o'clock at night, coffee, always the coffee I drink anyway, always tastes insipid like dishwater. And it's literally after 6 o'clock. 5 to 6, it's all right. 5 past 6, blech. So I always switch to tea. Right, I've got the wrong shape in there. I need to... I've not followed the bone quite right. So I need to just carve a little bit of wood out of here. Yeah, well, I mean, it's just it literally just depends on the stream, doesn't it? Free. I mean, there are some there's some streamers that need lots of mods, and there are some which don't. I think it partly depends on the content and the style of the stream. Oh, and of course the sex of the streamer. I think the women get it particularly hard, don't they, in streaming, such that they need mods a lot more than the fellas do, unfortunately. But there again, there are some male streamers that seem to have a lot of problems. I was going to say I guess I've been quite lucky so far, but there again, if you're all going to start playing up now, I can quite easily push the ban button. Yeah, and I think AD that's probably works better, isn't it, with people that you've got that sort of relationship with, then you've built up the trust, etc. Or as Free says there, sometimes they're just friends that you know around. Then I apologise, Bubbles. I did not intend to make such a comment in that way. I apologise. Oh dear. It's usually, well, like I say, I often crack up laughing here because Lost will say something like that, and the funny bit isn't, and I guess you possibly were laughing as well there. The funny bit isn't what was said; it's the fact that the person doesn't realise what they actually said. Dear. Yeah. No, I actually didn't push on that one, but it made me laugh. It looks like Twitch may have twitched because I've just had about 6 notifications of people going live. Okay. I don't even know when Father's Day is. I guess it must be soon. Yes, quite funny. Yeah. I don't think it was that funny, 3D blog, but it was quite funny. I'm kind of I wasn't embarrassed AD earlier, and it's just that it's too easy for people on a in chat or whatever to take things a bit too far if you start having that sort of comment made in either on stream or in chat, that and then people can start and just not feel very comfortable, and so I stay away from that sort of thing, really. I know it can be fun, as long as everybody agrees it's fun. It just sometimes can get go a little bit too far, and people, I say, people get uncomfortable. Right, I'm going to round these finger bones or wing bones off a little bit, just to give me an idea as to whether I need them to be thinner, which I think I do, and whether or not this membrane's gone down far enough to look right when I've rounded them off. Okay, Webber, have a good evening, morning, afternoon, whichever's appropriate. Yeah. Yeah, there's some real howlers with as you say, free like that. And with stuff like you know, the apron that Bubbles the monkey was mentioning there, sometimes I wonder whether it's got you know, it was meant to be serious, and people haven't realised what they've actually said, or whether it was done that way on purpose. I mean, I suspect for the apron it was done that way on purpose, but I mean, I think the English language is weird anyway. You know, it's weird. I think, from what I remember, there was quite a few studies done in the English language. You can take away every letter in a sentence apart from the beginning and end letter of every word, and if you do that, you can still read the sentence. So just the beginning and end letter of every word, and you can even jumble up the letters in the middle if you leave them there. You just mix them up, and people can still read the sentence perfectly. It's a weird thing. And some people can read it and actually not realise that they're not actually reading what's there. They're reading what they think is there, and don't see the mistakes. Yeah, it's real funny. Yeah. Yeah, it is really it's, yeah, especially when you've done it, created it yourself. It's really amazing how you don't see these things. I just love, well, I mean, some of the things I love is some of the, you know, the English sayings which actually everybody think, well, you know, and I was going to say everybody, that's a bit of a generalization, but everybody thinks means something which is actually the opposite to what it is you've just said. The one that always I always remember is, I cannot speak highly enough of him, or I cannot recommend him enough, which everybody thinks to be an excellent thing to say about somebody, and of course what you're saying is they're absolutely terrible. I can't recommend them at all, or I can't, you know, and you know, the actual sentence, of course, says exactly the opposite to what people think it means. And of course, yeah, there's the anecdotal or the urban myth, if you like, that politicians are always using these sorts of things. Gotta be careful not to dig in here, otherwise I'll take a strip of wood away that I don't want to. I just want to shave it just to round off the side. Although I think I do want it to be a lot thinner. The ones I find amazing for these things, like occasionally you'll see one that's upside down or it's literally mixed up. And you think, how on earth did the person who posted that actually think they got it right? I'm just shaving down the sides here. As before, trying not to dig into the wing membrane underneath so that I don't create a dark line. So if I dig actually into it and create like a small scratch, if you like, it will actually stand out from the material around it, looking somewhat like a dark, just like a dark mark has been made. I mean, if I do it, it's not it's not irrecoverable or anything like that, but it's it just causes a bit of extra work to get around it. Sorry I'm a bit quiet, I'm just concentrating a little bit on this. It's all okay. Yeah. It doesn't happen as much these days, but when compositing used to be optical rather than done on computers for things like adverts, it used to be really funny to see the ones where the because of course the to create the print they use don't use a negative, they use a positive film. Um, what used to be slides in the UK, I guess. So and what you'd find occasionally is that actually printed from the positive upside down, basically, so they print it through the back, and some of those are right weird. You can sort of see, well, I mean, the obvious ones would be things like signs where the text is actually backwards, but just some of the subtler things that said that you'd look at, and things like it's supposed to be a road in the UK, and the cars are on the right hand side, not the left, because they reversed the film, and stuff like that. It used to always make me laugh when you see those and go, somebody's made a mess there. Oh, blimey. I have just seen what the time is. Tonight has gone really rather fast. Well, we made quite a bit of progress tonight, although it probably doesn't look like there's a lot of progress being made. We have actually made quite a bit of progress tonight. I spent a lot more of it talking perhaps than I should have done, but there again, that's what's part of the fun of streaming. And these bones now look a lot better than they did. Oh, this bone now looks a lot better. I'll do that, sort that out later. So we've done quite a bit. We've defined this arm bone a lot better than it was previously. The wing membranes now look reasonable, especially compared with this side. Not quite sure about the angles of this one yet. Might do some more work on that. This arm bone, this wing bone or finger bone is now looking a lot better. I've kind of got the picture of what this side wants to look like now from doing this, the depths, etc. Which will make the next few areas a little bit quicker to do. And then we'll probably start once that's done, and maybe even get that done if I'm lucky tomorrow night, but probably into Saturday. But then we'll be able to work on the rock and the tail. I'm kind of leaving the head well last. I don't know why, because if I mess it, I'm kind of not quite sure what I want to do, but I'm kind of afraid of messing it up. But of course, if I do mess it up, I've ruined the whole piece anyway, so what does it matter whether I ruin it at the end or the start? So, but yeah, I'm not that bothered. I'm not that intimidated by the head, but it's there. But yeah, we'll probably work on the tail. I want to wrap that. I think I want to wrap the tail around the mountain a little bit that you stood on. I don't want it out in the air like this, and I certainly can't make it freestand. Unfortunately, it would just be too fragile. So to add interest to that, I'm going to, as I say, I'm going to curve it around the rock, which should be quite fun to do. But otherwise, we're getting moving on quite a bit. Of course, the final sort of work, and this is going to be to flatten the background down a little bit more. Places like here, which is too high compared to the background, and undercut the wings so they look a little bit more delicate than they do at the moment, which looks like they look like great big slabs. And what we need to do is undercut them so that when you look at them, you see a thin edge more than a great big slab of wood. But what I'm doing, of course, is just talking up to wrap up the stream now, because it is 10:30, and thank you very much for that 3D block. It's a nice comment there, thank you. I'm hoping it does look good. I'm hoping it continues to look good as well. There you go. I'm always pessimistic about these things. So I'm going to put my tools away, which of course is my usual thing. Keep your tool, look after your tools, and they'll look after you, which is a little bit of a silly thing, but it does mean that, you know, they stay sharp, and if they stay sharp, then they're safer to use. So I'm going to put that in there. We'll put that, keep them safe. So what I was going to say, obviously, thank you to all of you that's been watching. It has been a really interesting and fun night, having you all around and chatting. I certainly have enjoyed it a great deal. If there's anybody watching that isn't following, then of course I'm going to encourage you to do so. If only because that way you'll get notifications when I go live. And well, if you believe Twitch will actually do that, that is. And if you don't, you're quite welcome to follow me on Twitter as well, because there is a tweet goes out when I go live. It is about the only tweet that does go out, so you're not going to get inundated from me if you're worried about that. But otherwise, if you feel like just dropping in on the next time I stream, it's I generally stream from 8 PM every night of the week at the moment, and that's 1900 hours GMT. Or if you can't be bothered to ask Google what the time is in your own local time zone, if you look at your clock now, subtract 2.5 hours, that is what would be 8 o'clock. Saturday and Sunday you may catch me, well, you may catch me doing a bonus stream in the afternoon. Depends obviously on what's going on, but I think I may be around either Saturday or Sunday afternoon this week. My wife wants some more jewellery made, so I might as well do that on stream. Apart from that, again, thank you all. I'll hope to see you again on a future stream, and have a good evening.